I would say that if I am not around people I am 100% comfortable with, I can be very quiet. I can be very sort of I was called shy as a little kid. I had pretty intense social anxiety, so probably the quietness, just being afraid of saying the wrong thing is probably the most noticeable. When I hit high school, I got very good at masking my autistic traits. So, actually, recently there's been a kind of an ongoing process of demasking and just kind of letting my autism freak flag fly. Um, I think like it's kind of a great time for neurodivergent folks, for autistic folks and ADHD folks, and there's a greater understanding of stimming. But privately, I would stim. I would have different kinds of. I would happy flap. That's probably the most common people think of. I would scratch denim, like denim jeans or denim jackets. I like the sound of that, and uh, that those are probably the stims that I think of right away. But also, like, this is kind of a silly stim, but like movie quotes are a big stim. And if I am like, they're a good way to calm me down is to pick a favorite movie and just start reciting it to myself. Actually, in long car rides, my siblings and I would have games where we would literally just recite a Disney movie. So that's noticeable to us, maybe not necessarily as noticeable to others.
People might know that I'm autistic because I can sometimes stim in public. They're very subtle stims, but still, regardless, not many people dance their fingers or uh, flick their fingers in public. So that can be quite an obvious autistic trait if you see me doing that. Also, I'm a very literal thinker. So when I'm having conversation with people, I can take things very literally, and that can get me in a bit of a sticky situation with someone, or I'm just laughed at because I don't understand the content of the conversation. I'm not very shy when it comes to saying that I'm sensory overloaded. If I smell something disgusting, or if the room is an absolute tip, I will voice that to people around me. So my bluntness can make it obvious that I'm autistic. I can cut a lot of labels off of my clothes because they are really itchy. So that's quite a subtle thing that other people wouldn't necessarily notice about me being autistic. Another thing is that my meltdowns generally happen behind closed doors. If I'm feeling a meltdown come upon me, I will try and prolong it as long as I can till I get home and I feel safe. So other people don't generally see that I have meltdowns. My husband, unfortunately, is the only one that has seen me have a really huge meltdown. Shutdowns in the same, like I have a lot of shutdowns, but they go unnoticed by other people because you can generally hide a shutdown a lot easier. And lastly, I have huge anxiety, but it's something that's really, really subtle, and I can hide it through subtle stimming. So people don't generally see how anxious I am, and therefore they don't assume that I'm living as a neurodivergent person.
Others might suspect I'm autistic because I go really deep into topics that interest me, and I have the tendency to interrupt others because of my poor social skills. While being shy is not exclusive to autistics, and some autistics are not shy, that is something very true of me. Others probably notice I don't like small talk and I don't like being around too many people. I also don't like it when things are unpredictable, so I definitely like routines. Finally, I tend to ask a lot of questions when something is unclear to me, and a lot of times it is. So I probably annoy others with my frequent search for clarity. After being diagnosed, I discovered that I dealt with sensory issues more than I was aware of. About 8 months ago, I decided to try wearing noise canceling headphones like these without playing any music and learned that I found it had a very calming effect and helped me focus better. Then, at the end of December 2024, about 3 months ago, I got a weighted blanket and found it very comforting. So much that I decided to get an additional one. The first one was 20 pounds, and then I got a 15-pound one. I use both each night now. I'm William O'Flaherty. Thanks for visiting my channel. Please consider liking and/or sharing this video. Also, feel free to comment and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and watch other videos.